Hi, this is Jessica Young from Bimser International. We are a passionate enterprise software maker bringing the best solution ideas since 1998. Today, I will present you with our enterprise asset and maintenance management system, BIM. We have been developing this product for over 20 years, so it is very detailed and fully integrated. BIM offers a single point of control for managing all kinds of assets on a common platform. Our past clients have reported a significant reduction in maintenance costs by 15 to 20%, as well as reduced the failure rate by 40 to as high as 80%. And these numbers have show a strong statistical evidence that BIM, as a digital transformation tool, is sure to bring great opportunity for companies to save on costs. Now, let's see what BIM can do for us. First, by logging to the screen using one of the admin's accounts through a web browser. We also have a mobile application for both Android and iOS users. So here comes to our dashboard. As you can see, it's real-time and interactive. There are many different charts, tables, graphs as different widgets, and you can resize and rearrange to your liking. So for example, if you're a manager and you're interested in the different workers' operation time and work order counts, you can just put this section here. And the design bar is where you can either delete certain graph, table, and based to your liking. So next, I'm going to show you the appearance of the main menu. On the left side can be accessed based on your specific authorization. So we can create different group of users and grant them access. So since I'm the admin user, I have the access to all the modules within the company. So here are the 4 main modules, and we have an additional one, which is the purchase management. So starting from the top, we have the asset management module, where we can manage all different kinds of assets from different locations. So before adding assets to the system, we need to configure the system. For example, this definition section allows us to define operations, cost centers, departments, asset status, etc. So once this process is completed, we can start adding assets to our system, either by manually adding or importing from a spreadsheet. As you can see, here is a home screen of these assets. And this icon leads us to the asset tree. So most of our company follows this level of structure. If you keep expanding, you can see you can add as many levels as possible. So for example, we have the different locations, and under different location, we have the different cost center. And under different cost center, we have the different transportation media, etc. So next, I'm going to show you the map. So if you click on it, this is a real-time map for you to have a visual view for different assets across different locations. If you want to monitor the asset status, you can keep track of your moving objects on the map. Next, I'm going to show you the graphical asset tree. The graphical asset tree provides users with a bird's-eye view of their assets functioning in real time. The assets labeled in green are in good working conditions, and while the dots turns red, that means there's a problem with this asset. And this graphical asset tree is interactive. For example, if you move your mouse to a specific asset, you can see the detailed information about the asset. And you can also directly create a work order from here, or just review the history of the assets. Next, I'm going to show you how to manually add one asset. So if you click on the add one and you choose equipment, for example, and those fields in bold are required, whereas the rest of the fields are optional. So depending on customer needs, we can configure and hide some labels from this main screen. As you can see, there are many other functions besides a basic overview. For example, the order defaults. From this one, we can manually decide asset is in emergency or it's a normal one. For example, we can choose the priority here. If we click on it, and as you can see, if this asset is in emergency, we can just click on this one. And that means when the asset is in problem, it's gonna be fixed before the other assets. So here's just an example. So we just exit it and see. So just for your information, besides the assets, the map, and the graphical asset tree, we have many other functions to perform. And we also have one, which is the reports one. You can generate different reports, either by schedule or a real-time basis. For example, if we click on the asset status report, and then you click on the prepare one, it presents you with the asset status. Majority of them are active and 2 of them are passive. And here, this bottom schedule is where you can schedule a report based on your liking. For example, if you want to either choose to schedule daily, weekly, or monthly, you can choose it based on your preference. Now let's just close it for now. And the next one I'm going to introduce you is the maintenance management. So the maintenance management is a place where we can take care of all the work orders and assign the work orders to resources with included time and costs. As you can see, the work requests, work orders. So let's first go to the work requests. It's where the requester will submit different work requests. As you can see, those are already in the system. If you click on either one of them, and as usual, those fields in bold are the required information. So you need to put a certain description there. And then you just click on save. And once the work request has already been created in the system, you can go to work orders, assign different work orders based on the work requests. However, you can also directly create a work order if there's an emergency pop-up. For example, if there's an incident. So here on the asset code, you will choose the one. For example, this car is in an accident, and the work type is incident, which is an emergency. And the failure code, which is a mechanical failure, for example. And the shift code is either morning, evening, or 24 hours. Choose one for now. And as you can see, here we have the planned start date and the end planned date. And we also have the real start date and end date here. So the difference is the plan is the one original you think it made the estimate time length of this schedule. And here is completed by the real situation. For example, you estimate 8 days, but however, it turns out to be 10 days. That's going to be the difference, and you record it in respective sections. And for now, we just close it. And besides these 2 functions, the work order calendar is where you can have a clear picture of the different work orders in the system. And one thing I should remind you is this preventive maintenance. So if you click on that, the preventive maintenance is where you can create periodic check to make sure the assets are in good functionality. For example, if you just this is the one I just added on, and please make sure in order for this order to appear on the work calendar I just showed you, you need to make sure to click on this create new work order button to make sure this order has been already stored in the system. As you can see, from the maintenance management, we also have different reports can generate and the graphical reports based on your preference and needs. So next comes to the material management module. So where we can keep track of the status of the stocks and making sure whenever it needs to be updated. So the two I'm going to introduce is the materials and the materials transactions. So if you click on the materials one, you can see the different spare parts listed in the system. And the material transaction is actually when the real transaction happens. For example, we have three different types, either material incoming, withdrawal, or a warehouse transfer. For example, this is the one I just created in the system. And it's actually on material incoming from the warehouse 0.1. And if you click on the material side, you have stored the information. You have the quantity, unit price, amount, etc., different information. And let's save it for now. And finally, comes to our personnel management module, where we can manage different resources and advise work schedule based on their time. So if you click on the resources, here are the different employee in the system, and we can add a new one. For example, the name and the resource. Those are not required information. You can just put based on your like, and you can also put some personal information here. So let's save it for now. As you can see, Jessica has already been entered into the system. And another one I would like to remind you is the functionality of this resource calendar. So you can choose different dates you want to see. And then from the different resources, you can choose anyone you want to see and then do a query. And if you click on this expand button, you can compare the different work schedule among the different employees and make sure whenever you are assigned a work order, that one is not in conflict with his current working conditions. So that's pretty much everything about this demo. Thank you for watching. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us or schedule a demo with us. This is Jessica Young from Bimser International. Thank you for watching.